I want winners. I want people that want to win.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
You got to put your money where your mouth is, Pete.
It's not gambling advice. It's Friday afternoon, July 15th. Colby and I have some gambling to do. Of course, it's not gambling advice, but sometimes when we're talking about the home run derby and the MLB draft, the value is too good to pass up. Colby, how you feeling? It's almost the weekend. The MLB draft will be on Sunday, July 17th. Almost forgot the month for a second. And then we're going to be at the home run derby on Monday, July 18th. And we will come to you with more content about the All-Star game. But at the end of the day, betting on the All-Star game always kind of annoys me because there's no real way to win. But in the MLB draft, there certainly is. And in the home run derby, they're all competing for $1 million. So we might as well get our hands dirty in there. We're going to start with the home run derby. But before we get to that, we are very excited. On Prize Picks, there's going to be a ton of props for the home run derby. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on our Twitter, especially on Prize Picks. This is the weekend. If you haven't joined us yet on Prize Picks, use code JustBaseball to get a full deposit match. Might as well start with us on the home run derby. There's going to be so many props, and we have you covered here at Not Gambling Advice. Colby, are you more excited for the draft or are you more excited for the home run derby?
No, I'm super excited for the home run derby. Since I was an 8-year-old kid, I actually went to the 2008 home run derby, the Josh Hamilton home run derby. He had 28 home runs in the first round. I got my last taste of the old Yankee Stadium. I was in the bleachers in all Red Sox apparel, learning swears at 9 years old that I'd never heard before. Can you tell me who won that home run derby? Because Hamilton did not win.
Yeah, Justin Morneau won it.
Justin Morneau won that home run derby and was just steady all the way through. He was one of those guys that hit like 10, maybe hit 8 in the last round and just won it. Didn't really deserve it, but he won it. And I think that's the exciting thing about the home run derby. Like, you could hit 25 home runs in the first round and still lose this competition.
Exactly. It's seeding. And let's go through some of the seeding and then we'll get into our picks and then we'll talk about the draft. Because remember, it's a single elimination bracket with 3 rounds total. In each bracket, the higher seed is going to hit second. So the number 1 seed is Kyle Schwarber because he leads all of the different contestants in home runs with 28. The number 2 seed and defending champ Pete Alonso has 23 home runs. Number 3, Corey Seager has 21 home runs, and the 4 seed is Juan Soto. That 1 seed Kyle Schwarber will face off against 42-year-old Albert Pujols, by far the oldest participant in a home run derby ever. Number 2, Pete Alonso is going to face off against Ronald Acuna Jr. If he wasn't injured to start the year, he'd probably have more than 8 home runs. And that 3 seed Corey Seager is going to face off against Julio Rodriguez, who has very interesting odds, which we're going to talk about later. And then Juan Soto is going to face off against Jose Ramirez. Juan Soto versus Jose Ramirez, just on a straight hitting basis, is a phenomenal matchup. I mean, I just want to watch that just straight to watch them hit BP. And the great thing is we are going to be at the home run derby thanks to Chalkboard. So join our baseball group chat on Chalkboard. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to be trying catching all the balls in the, I even got a ball right here. We'll see how many we can catch. Let's get into who we're going to pick.
Hold on. I do want to touch on the rules real quick because the rules did change a little bit from last year. So this year it's 3 minutes per round in the first and second round. And then in the final round of the finals, it goes down to 2 minutes in that round. But there are bonus times and you can actually earn bonus time. So everyone will earn 30 seconds of bonus time automatically. So 3 minutes is up, you get another 30 seconds, but then you can also earn another additional 30 seconds to make it 60 seconds total of bonus time if you hit at least 1 home run that exceeds 440 feet. Last year, when we were at Coors Field, it was if you hit 2 home runs over 475 feet. So they're kind of adjusting it based on where the stadium is, because obviously Coors Field, you could launch 500-foot home runs out there. But yeah, I'm excited to get into the picks, Pete. I do kind of want to run down some of the data, so we can run right into that. I'm excited.
Before we get into the data, why don't you run through the people where the odds are, because Pete Alonso is, of course, the favorite, and Albert Pujols is not. Albert Pujols is not someone you should be betting on. As much fun as it is, Albert Pujols, do not put your money on Albert Pujols. I cannot stress that enough. He is not going to win the home run derby. Colby's going to go over a lot of the data. You got to swing fast, and Albert Pujols is not that guy. Love Pujols. Not going to win the home run derby. Colby, take us through the odds.
Yep. So Pete Alonso is plus 205 to win the home run derby right now. Kyle Schwarber, the 1 seed, plus 320, drops off a bit after him. Ronald Acuna and Juan Soto are both at plus 600. Then the hometown favorite, who is now in Texas, Corey Seager, is at plus 900. The rookie phenom, Julio Rodriguez, is at plus 1,000. Jose Ramirez is at a whopping plus 1,600. And Albert Pujols, the 42-year-old lefty hitting god, I actually said that recently that he is deserving of being in the All-Star game, just only against lefties. He has a 315 batting average against lefties. Pretty good. 139 WRC plus, but he's at plus 2,000. He doesn't have a prayer to win this competition.
And it's funny, it's against lefties, but only about a third of his ABs are going to be against lefties. If it gets righties, that WRC plus, all those numbers, they don't stack up as well. But at the end of the day, he's a legacy pick, and it will be fun to see him hit a couple of home runs, because he's definitely going to do so. Colby, I want to start with you because I already have my pick. And it's not backed by a ton of data, but you have data on this guy. So I'm going to throw it over to you, because I'm going to handle a lot of the draft stuff, because I've been talking to my sources, and I cannot wait to get into some of these props. But let's start with the Derby, get into the data.
Perfect. So last season, I actually wrote up an article, basically how to quantify, or, how to analyze the home run derby winner. And so what I did is I based my home run derby pick last year, who was Pete Alonso, at plus 450 on 2 factors. Max exit velocity. The home run derby is all about hitting the ball as hard as you can and as far as you can. Max exit velocity leads to hitting the ball as far as you can. And also stamina, right? Age has a big factor in stamina. So all of the past winners have these 2 traits in common. I'll just go down the past winners and kind of show you that, right? So in 2019 and 2021, it was Pete Alonso. His max exit velocity in 2019 was 118 miles an hour. Harper won in 2018 with a max exit velocity of 115. Judge in 2017, 121 mile an hour max exit velocity. And then Stan in 2016 had a 120 mile an hour exit velocity. Todd Frazier is kind of the only outlier here in 2015. He kind of had that magical performance, 110 max exit velocity. I don't really see that happening again to a guy like that. And then age also, in 5 of the last 6 home run derbies, the player that's won the home run derby is 26 years old or younger. So what I'm going to do is kind of run down the list here of each of the contestants and show you what their max exit velocity is this year, as well as their age. And I think we can kind of dwindle it down to who the real guys that have a chance to win this derby are. And I think the guy that you're going to pick is going to fit the mold. So Kyle Schwarber has a max exit velocity of 114 miles an hour, 114.8 miles per hour this season, with an average launch angle of 18.2 degrees. So, pretty high launch angle there. He is 29 years old. So I am kind of already, he could win it because of how hard he hits the ball, but the age is a big factor for me. Pete Alonso, 116.5 miles per hour, 18.8 launch angle, 26 years old. This guy fits everything when it comes to the home run derby. He has these big legs that he drives a ton of power from. He has the stamina to last 3 rounds. He's done it twice before. He can do it a third time. I think that's pretty clear. The odds show that. Then we go down. Juan Soto, 113.2 miles per hour exit velocity, a 7.2 launch angle. He hits a lot of ground balls, but he has said in the past that he kind of adjusts and wanted to compete in the home run derby so that he can actually get a feel for his swing with a little bit more uppercut.
And hold on. So I actually go through his age. I just want to talk about Juan Soto for a second. Just continue.
Yep. So he's 23 years old. Definitely fits the bill here. Not the most elite max exit velocity, but I think 113 miles per hour is enough.
I agree. And I was looking very strongly at Juan Soto last year because I thought that there was an opportunity that he would improve on that launch angle. Of course, that's during games, but he's going to get in because he's one of the greatest hitters that we have in our game, and that he'll just be able to hit fly balls like nobody's business. And I bet on Juan Soto last year, and I lost on Juan Soto last year. He is not somebody I'm going to be tailing again. I was in person to watch him do it. He's not that type of home run derby participant. He's
Yep.
too good of a hitter. And I know you're going to talk about Jose Ramirez later too. These guys kind of fit in the same bucket. I tried to get cute with it, taking the best hitter, thought that could be a cool strategy because the odds were great. They ended up not being a good strategy because he ended up losing. So continue.
Yep, no worries. So the next hitter is Julio Rodriguez, 115 mile per hour, max exit velocity, 10.3 average launch angle, 21 years old. He has age on his side. The other thing I want to bring up with Julio Rodriguez is Baseball Savant put out a really interesting article this week and basically said that in the near future, we are going to have access to swing speed data. And that is going to be a huge development in the baseball world because max swing speed leads to a whole ton of things at the plate, not only max exit velocity, but how guys are able to, shift their swings in the zone. But max swing speed is going to lead to more home runs. Julio Rodriguez so let me precursor this with, they were only tracking these swing speeds in 2 stadiums, Minute Maid Park and Dodger Stadium. But Julio Rodriguez was the top of the list, above guys like Stanton at 92 miles per hour swing speed. Pete Alonso was at 86 miles per hour swing speed. Julio Rodriguez was at 96.2 mile per hour swing speed. He has the max exit velocity. He has the age. He has the approach. He is a really intriguing option, and I'll get to him later. Jose Ramirez, 111.6 mile per hour max exit velocity, 21 degree launch angle. He's the launch angle, 29 years old. I'm already writing him off. He doesn't have the max exit velocity. Age is not on his side. He does hit a lot of home runs, but in different ways than a lot of these other guys. Corey Seager is next. 111 mile per hour max exit velocity, 28 years old. I'm also writing him off. Albert Pujols, 110 mile per hour max exit velocity. He still get up there to 110 at 42.
Yeah, that's
I'll give
impressive.
him credit for that.
I thought you were about to say like 104 or something. We were about to make fun of him. 110. I mean, if you're over 110, that's hitting the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 110 is definitely not a lot of guys are doing that at the big league level even. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is the final guy, 116.6 mile per hour max exit velocity. That's actually the highest number on this board, 0.1 mile per hour above Pete Alonso, 24 years old. And I think we'd be dumb if we didn't bring up his preseason ACL injury, obviously. But I think the fact that he has the confidence to participate in this event shows that leg is fully healthy. He's been raking as of late, but I think this is a sign that he's fully healthy. So I'm going to give my official pick, and that is Julio Rodriguez. He is plus 1,000. The value is through the roof. And the one hole that you could, kind of pick in Julio Rodriguez is that he's a rookie. He's never been there before. He's never been on this stage before, but he has a 154 WRC plus since May 1st, Peter, a 50% hard hit rate, an average exit velocity of 92.5 miles per hour, and a max exit velocity of 115 miles per hour. I don't think at 21, any stage is phasing this guy at this point. So Julio Rodriguez at plus 1,000 is crazy odds. I also like where he's at. He's going to have to beat either Acuna or Alonso in that second round, which is going to be really, really tough. I think he easily gets by Seager. The other pick that I really, really like is also Juan Soto. I like him because I think he has a chance to win based on the profile, but also, have you seen where he is in this bracket? I really like it. Jose Ramirez, he should easily get by. Then he's faced up against Schwarber, and I think he has a really, really good shot of making the final in this competition. So I like Soto. I also like Acuna, Soto, and J-Rod are my pick. J-Rod's my official.
I love the J-Rod pick, and that J-Rod is one of my favorite picks too. And that's something I will be sprinkling on, but the pick I'm going with, don't think too hard about it. We just thought really hard about it. And still, when we thought really hard about it, we're coming to a similar conclusion. Pete Alonso is winning this home run derby. I don't care if he was minus. I would be betting on Pete Alonso because he's the greatest home run derby participant in the history of this entire thing. He has this mastered. When we're talking about stamina, you might think to yourself, well, of course, Julio Rodriguez has more stamina than Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso doesn't look like a guy who's got ripped abs. He's 6'5" and can run like the wind. But Pete Alonso has mastered the art of the home run derby. You even see it with his bravado. You see it with his attitude at the plate. He is not tired. He's not huffing and puffing after these rounds. He's dancing to the music. There is a level of confidence that also factors in here. So when I see that the exit velocities are that close, when I see the age is not that far apart, Pete Alonso at 26 years old, that's not that old. I am riding Pete Alonso to the moon, but at the same time, I do think the winner of this home run derby will be in that seed. It will be either Acuna or it will be Pete Alonso. I think whoever wins that matchup will be the winner of the home run derby. But at the same time, I will be sprinkling on Julio Rodriguez, probably like 0.1, 0.2 units, but I'm going to be putting 2 units on Pete Alonso to win it, as well as 0.5 units on Ronald Acuna Jr. That's how I'm spreading it out, and I'm ready to roll, Colby. Maybe not 0.5. I haven't officially placed it. That's what I'm thinking right now. It might honestly be less on Acuna, but I do think that the winner of the home run derby will come from the 2 seed or the 7 seed, and that's Pete Alonso versus Ronald Acuna Jr. with a late flyer on Julio Rodriguez, because to your point, I think he definitely can win it. He's now becoming one of the best players in baseball. He really is.
Pete Alonso has the second highest max exit velocity in this competition, and possibly the highest really over his career. He has 80 grade leggage. His tree trunks for legs are what propels him to win this competition, because he doesn't get gassed. His legs don't give out. And I think your arms give out before your legs. So that's,
and his swing is so easy. It's short and compact. He's not putting everything into it. He doesn't even have to really hit these light tower power home runs. I mean, even in the home run derby, Pete Alonso doesn't normally have the record for the longest home run in the derby, but he just hit 600 of them about 430 feet. He's mastered this. He's the favorite for a reason. And I think he has a 3-peat for the first time in home run derby history. Pete Alonso is winning this. I'm all over it. And was I wrong about that? Has anyone ever won 3 in a row? I think Prince Fielder has won a couple. I don't know if anyone's ever won.
I doubt it. Let's look up home run derby winners, but I would be shocked if anyone has won it.
And while you're doing that, because we're going to move over to the MLB draft, but again, use code JustBaseball on Prize Picks if you guys want to play some of these home run derby props. We're going to be writing about them on JustBaseball.com. We're going to be making TikToks about them. We're going to be hosting Twitter spaces as well. This is a big week for Prize Pick. They're going to have a bunch. We're also, I assume they're going to come out with maybe some over-under home runs. We're going to be all over that, giving you the best that we can on Prize Picks. So use code JustBaseball when you download, and that link is in our episode description. Colby, do you have the answer here for us?
So Ken Griffey Jr. won back-to-back 1998, 1999. Oh, I wish I could have been at that 1999 Fenway Park home run derby all-star game. The all-star game was actually on my birthday. The day I was born was the all-star game at Fenway Park. Pretty cool fact. And then Cespedes won back-to-back years, 2013 and 2014 as well. But those are the only 2 back-to-back winners I'm seeing. So yeah, this would be the first 3-peat, and he could really do it, Pete. I'm not saying because I didn't pick him does not mean I think he really can do it. The only reason I didn't pick him is those odds are really, really high in what is a really stacked field in terms of home run hitters and guys that can hit the shit out of the ball.
I really wish we got O'Neal Cruz in this. That's my one where I thought, please put O'Neal in. I just want the world to see what this freakazoid can do at the plate. I mean, we're talking about exit velos. We're talking about age. Yeah, he could have been pretty good. Also, Stanton, not a bad option there either. Both of those 2 guys I wanted in, but I'm excited to see Corey Seager make his return to LA and resign the big 10-year deal with the Texas Rangers. Are you
though? Like, the fans will be behind him, but
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm excited to see him hit 40 home runs in this home run derby. I'm excited to see the reception because we will be there at Dodger Stadium, and I can't wait to kind of see that too, because I don't think any of them he's not going to get booed or anything. I mean, at some point.
Oh no, he's going to have the whole crowd behind him, dude. They love him there still. Yeah.
They love him there, and they should love him there.